Hi everyone, my name is Danielle Lazier and I am a real estate agent and the owner of Vivre Real Estate here in San Francisco, California. And I'm here to talk about 2022 predictions. Now, many of the real estate trends and market conditions that were super hot last year are likely to continue into 2022, with some exceptions. So here's what we expect at Vivre Real Estate to stay in style in the San Francisco Bay Area. 1, high demand and low supply. The seller's market only strengthened in 2021 as San Francisco home sales rose a startling 42% year over year, while active listing supply lingered around half. So don't believe everything that you read about the exodus out of San Francisco. There are nuances to that, and for the most part, it is a seller's market. Number 2, year-round sales. Last January, pending San Francisco home sales were double that of the prior 2 years. High demand means more sales will occur outside of the busy spring and fall if listings are available to buy. So the messaging here is, if you're a potential seller and you're sitting on the fence, jump off of that fence sooner than later. And another thing I would say about seasonality is, unfortunately, we now have to contend with a potential fall smoke season. We don't, fingers crossed, get much of the actual fires here in San Francisco, but we do contend with smoke and air quality, which can affect the ability to photograph property, and it certainly affects the willingness of people to leave their homes to go to open houses so that they can buy a home. Number 3 trend that we expect to continue this year is bonus space. So whether it's a at-home video room for conferencing or a school room or a gym or a yard, demand remains super high for these at-home amenities that in the past people would have outsourced out of their home potentially. And the last thing here locally would be slow streets. So what started as a social experiment has become a really desirable feature for some home buyers. And you're now starting to see that in the marketing copy for properties that are coming on the market that are adjacent or on these slow streets. So of course, after the crazy year that we had, again, some things are bound to change. And here are 2 looks to watch out for in 2022 real estate. Interest rates. Faced with rising inflation and falling unemployment, the Fed has signaled a monetary pullback. Financial institutions predict up to 4 interest rate hikes this year to the tune of 100 basis points, or 1%. As bond rates improve, real estate investments become a bit less attractive. And as Kai Risdall explained the other night on Marketplace, when bond rates improve, real estate investments and the stock market may be affected because investors have more places to go and make money. Makes sense, right? So even so, 4% mortgage rates would still be historically low. They were twice as high 20 years ago. And supply and demand remain the dominant market forces for us in the San Francisco Bay Area. Rising interest rates, however, are spurring some buyers to act sooner than later. And the truth is, by the time you hear about the Fed talking about interest rates going up, usually the lenders have already built their price gains into that. So for example, we already saw interest rates go up towards the end of last year, and it has had no effect so far on our buyer demand. Now, the last thing that I'll talk about that we're going to keep an eye on is buyer burnout. So in cities like Boise, where home values rose 24% last year, buyers are at an extreme risk of being priced out of the market unless they are coming from places like California, driving costs up. So this was less pronounced in San Francisco, where the market saw the biggest price jump only in the southwestern MLS district of District 3, and that was up 13%. And prices kind of barely budged in some districts, but it is on our radar, and affordability and supply constraints have been on our radar for a long time. So I hope your new year is off to a fabulous start. And as always, please reach out with any real estate questions. My team and I are really grateful and happy to help you and anyone you send our way for real estate help here in the Bay Area. So again, my name is Danielle Lazier with Vivre Real Estate, and I'll talk to you soon.